It's time for us to finish that said 100% journey we started all those months ago in Sonic Unleashed. Tonight's the finale of Sonic Unleashed's 100%, as all we have left is all the content in Eggmanland. And yes, that includes everyone's favorite part, the hot dog missions, which is what we're starting with here tonight. So, yeah, needless to say, I saved the worst for last, but after we complete everything in Eggmanland, we're fully done with Sonic Unleashed. So this journey is coming to a close at the end of tonight. Without any further ado, let's get this started. Alright, let's just jump right into Eggmanland itself because I just want to get the worst of it started now. Because this is going to be a long one. As you can see, stage select only says 4 or 5, but we're not going to be done after we finish the hot dog missions. If you were just going for an achievement only run, you would be. In my case, I have to get one other thing when we're done, which is the S rank against the Dark Gaia fight. And let's just say that's not going to be a fun task, but we'll get to that when we get to it. For now, though, how about one little side quest really quick? I neglected to talk to this robot here for a little bit, but that's more or less because I wanted to save his questionnaire to the very end. Also, nice reference, EFXB 2006. All these robots are named after a system that Sonic is on, and of course, this is the most infamous one. Xbox 2006. Gee, I wonder what that's supposed to be referencing. The 06 title? This guy just has a little questionnaire for us. Doesn't really matter if you answer these questions or not. They're not part of any quest, but I save this for last. Hey man, how you doing? Alright, what kind of food do you like to eat? Spicy, bland, or sweets? I mean, Sonic likes to run fast, so I'll give him more spicy because of the chili dog. Nice weather we're having here today, is it not? Kind of partially cloudy. If you say so. Things have been stressful lately? Get some rest, talk to a friend, or get some exercise. None of these are great options for this answer. But I guess for his sake, I'll say talk to a friend. What is your hobby? Reading? The Boost Dash? Or nothing, really. You know it's gotta be boosting. That was kind of boring. You asked me to do it, got anything fun to do? Or yeah, boring. I'll say anything fun. Excuse me, please lend me some money. No, you better pay me back or how much you need. Better pay me back. Oh, sorry, did not hear what you said. Can you say that again? Aren't you listening? Or no way. Just give him the shot expression, Where are you gonna go next? Go take down Eggman? Not your business. Haven't decided yet. That's why I'm picking last option. Alright, now that's it. Examination complete. Now it's this conversation. Reconfigure my personality so we can be friends. I am Eggman Fighter. You can call me Eggy. I am shy because I am a little clumsy, but I always try hard. Fighting scares me, but I would do my best to defeat Sonic. How was that? Does that suit you? Now we can be buddies. Oh, he's already getting that start on beating up Sonic because he just clipped his leg right through my torso. Fun. Alright, let's do it. Get these out of the way. There's only 3 hot dog missions here in this level, and they're all time trial based. So we have a level 1, 2, and 3. Don't worry about these timers. They're really not the problem. And there's plenty of different ways to play this level, so we're going to be at least starting with the first run by playing it safe and doing things intended, but going into attempts 2 and 3, we're going to try some skips. Doing alright? That's good to hear. I've had a day, to say the least, but not really wanting to go into it here. There's a lot of stress. Which is funny. I get to unwind with the most stressful set of missions here in Sonic Unleashed, so not really the best way of handling things. So the big problem I'm going to be worrying about in this specific level, I feel like it's going to be the last Werehog section, because this level's a marathon. On a good day, just running through it with no major skips, it's about 10 minutes. Any mistake is sending you right back to the very beginning. And that's the most punishing thing. That's why this is like a super low platinum on the PlayStation 3 side. Barely anyone has even bothered doing this set of hot dog missions, and it's for good reason. So it's a very, very low achievement for both versions of the game. Very low platinum in general to get in Sonic Unleashed, mainly because of these hot dog missions, which is completely understandable. One day I would like to try to get the platinum just to say I have it, because as you can see, I can do it. I just don't want to muster through the lag of the PlayStation 3 version anymore. Oof. Like, once you play a version that's a locked 60, you never go back. There we go. Gonna wait. Want to take my chance with this. I've had plenty of times while jumping to this specific platform that I just miss it due to depth perception. Without seeing your drop shadow, very easy to miss any jumps in the Werehog sections. I feel like it's the worst here. This specific level, you really notice the lack of the drop shadow. It's technically there in this game. We've seen it in some levels. It's just extremely faint. And that's just because of the lighting. At a level like this, the lighting might as well be non-existent for our feet. So, no drop shadows. So before streaming this tonight, I did go and practice some of the sections I was going to have the hardest time making my way through for these hot dog missions. I feel okay enough. A lot of different sections here. Thankfully, there are two specific mods I'll recommend anyone for practice in this level, if you're playing the PC recompiled version here. There is Eggmanland Day Only and Eggmanland Night Only. Those two mods do exactly what they sound like. The Day Only one transforms this into a Day Only section, skipping all the night stuff. So you're just playing through it as normal Sonic. Very, very helpful to have that to practice a lot of these certain areas that you might have a hard time with. And then there is the Night Only one, same exact idea, except we're just going through the night sections. So if you're having a problem on a certain section, it makes it easier to use those two specific mods, so you can jump around between sections and just play the parts you're actually having a problem with, instead of playing the whole 30-minute level. Because this is a big level, constantly resetting in certain areas to try one or two things. Not fun. And I'm gonna play this like everyone else will, so this is probably gonna be our worst section. We're going forward and not doing the major skips here. We're actually going around. I don't recommend people do this, because this section here is horrible. There is really no point to going this way because it's dangerous. The camera is absolute garbage. The fact that it's super easy to die in just one wrong move because of just very narrow platforms. It's a terrible section. You should never go this way. But for the sake of this run, this is going to be our hardest attempt for it, honestly. This is going to be the worst way of playing Eggmanland for me. I'm going to do one run that everyone probably does going through Eggmanland. Going through the worst of the worst. You gotta do this all without dying, and that's the worst part, with the level being a marathon. I don't really need to do boost preservation here, but it helps getting to the second day section. Fun fact, but how this level's coded, this is just a day section. Like, this whole level is just a daytime level. That's just how it works coding-wise, since you have to start with normal Sonic. You need day medals to get in here. It's a day gate. You start with day Sonic. You might end as the Werehog, but this is like the only level where you can do that with the day setup. It's like a very weird exception. So how they designed this level is a very weird, like, hodgepodge setup coding-wise. I'm surprised it actually worked. Where you going? Get back here. There we go. Now, I will say, and this is kind of ironic after already dying once here, but I will say I don't find this hot dog mission to be as terrible as everyone else to say. Now, that's not to say this is not a hard mission, far from it. But in my experience, because I time trial a level from start to finish without dying to begin with, that already gives you practice here for this. If anything, before you attempt these hot dog missions, run through this level from start to finish, and if you don't die once, you're ready for the hot dog mission. But if you do, you got checkpoints to back you up to practice sections. You can't jump into those, this level without practicing. It is a detriment. So, it's good to just have one good attempt. You need to at least have one good attempt going through this level with the checkpoints active. And if you can go through from start to finish without dying, then you attempt this. Because that's how you time trial levels. You want the fastest time. The second you die and reload to a checkpoint, you have to reset anyways. So if you time trial a lot, these hot dog missions is just essentially time trialing without getting a final time. It's the same kind of setup. And honestly, if I'm going back to a Sonic game, that's what I'm doing. I'm going back to time trial it. So trying to run through a level as fast as possible, get a good time. That's how I play these games. And I actually really enjoyed this level. It's a marathon, but it's a really enjoyable challenge. Not to mention that when you actually start speedrunning it, this level has a lot of insane skips. It's really fun to speedrun. We'll get to that in due time here. This robot has like the same punch radius as the guy in Cool Edge, I swear. And do a little cheeky little drill here. Because that just makes it to the ledge every time. That looks very unsafe. It's actually fine. Alright, I'm going to play this one, I think, different this time. Because I was doing fast strats getting through here. You don't want to do fast strats. You have to just go slow. That's the problem with this section. Rushing it is just a death sentence. And then this part's just pretty bad. So I don't like holding the run button here because I have a lot better control if I'm not running. And with that, I already threw it. That's the worst part of this pipe section. If you just go slow, it's a lot more consistent. Don't need to fight a single robot in here, which is good. If I was going for the S, I might want to, because of score, but not in this case. I'm gonna do a little cheeky shortcut here. Again, we're not caring about the score, so I can take damage in that section, which is much faster than just going through the long way. Because for whatever reason in that section, they have a gap where those spikes are. They can just run through. So I'll just take the hit and run through the spikes. Way faster. And here's a little cheeky speedrun tip here. Don't take this ramp. Boost jump. You'll make the jump every time, 100%. It's way faster and way easier to do than the 3 quick times in a row. We're also going unbuffered right now for these quick times, which is a little risky. But we're almost done. This is the last one. And that wasn't that bad. Okay, I'll take it. Take the hit, that's fine. I'm gonna just let the needle here. I got enough rings I can survive a couple hits. We don't care about the score. This is all just time. And how about we do another thing different? We don't take the Sonic section here. We take the Werehog section going to the final Werehog part. Because we could just wall jump up the wall normally, but not in this case. Because, hey, look at that. Level you never see. Who goes over here? Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Who goes over here? It's the most, if I came over here, I really screwed up kind of vibe. Because the only time you ever go in this section is if you fail that wall jumping part. And even then, I still would rather die and just reset the wall jump part so I can just skip this section entirely. This section is a little more risky, a lot slower. Not to mention, to me, it just feels like I'm doing a walk of shame. Because if I took the wall jumping section, it'd put me right in here as well. Which is way faster and, in my opinion, easier. Couldn't tell what that robot was doing for a second. I thought he was going to charge me, but he was stuck on a barrel. Nice camera. Nice, that was 4 of them. And that's all I gotta worry about, because this guy's easy. Literally one robot? I don't care. We're one Dark Gaia creature. Nice. I got stuck on the fan blades in the cutscene. Thankfully, this is not a combat mission, so I don't have to worry about my life bar at this point. Go get rings to get health back. There we go. This is the room I'm worried about the most, because in the normal playthrough, we actually skipped this challenge, and I haven't been back since. So, we're actually going to play this intended for once, because there's a strat, you can just jump down here. Super easy to do, even without the drill. But that takes away the challenge in this Eggman hot dog mission, so we're going to just play this as anyone else would. Alright, we're clear. Those 2 last Dark Gaia creatures are the ones I worry about the most, because when they shoot you in the air, it's very likely you're going to get hit when they shoot. And once you get hit, there's no recovering. You are just guaranteed dead. So, getting hit at all in the air, and that final jump is the worst thing. That is where most runs come to die for these hot dog missions. It's that specific yellow room. Alright, but at this point, we're in the clear. The rest of this is easy. It's just nothing but combat, and we mainly just have to worry about fighting the Titans. They give us all these powers for the fights, so I'm not really concerned about that. You guys are really wanting to get in personal space territory. Get away from those robots. Alright, that gives me claws, another boost in my unleash, and I think one other thing, but I couldn't see it. I mainly care about the claws and the unleash, because I can just drill, charge punch, and dead. The drill, charge punch, GG's. And this was about 10 minutes, because the run starts at 75. We ended just shy of the 65 mark. So that's about a 10-minute run. Now do that 2 more times without dying. Hope your nerves don't get the best of you. That's why I'm telling you, it's not the timer that's the problem. It's the fact that that's a gauntlet level. You make one mistake, the nerves get the best of you. And there's our last achievement I was worried about. Hungry, Hungry Hedgehog. That means we have all food now in the game. That specific achievement, that was the wild card one to me, because I wasn't sure if we missed a certain thing of food from Wintos. And it is misleading. Where is it, even? Oh, it just gets put on top, okay. So, the wording on this is kind of weird. A lot of people assume this means you have to eat one of every food, which is not true. You just need one of every type of food in your inventory. And I have everything. This was the final food piece we were missing, and it was one of the hot dogs from a hot dog vendor. So at this point, this is all our food. 99 of everything, and max of the hot dog mission hot dogs. So that was the one thing I was really worried about the most. I was wondering if we had to go back and try, like, roll the dice with Wintos, try to see if we can get them to show up in an area and have the things we need to buy, whatever they would have been. Thankfully, we didn't need that. So now the last achievement is just completing these hot dog missions, and this is the last one. So we're gonna be getting that in due time. I don't know how, but I actually landed inside the railing. That is impressively stupid. Okay, literally everything we're doing wrong. Literally everything we're doing wrong. Okay. You know what? I'm fine with that being a wash. That was a pretty crap run to begin with. Take number 2.
Go!
So now we're just gonna start speedrunning this. That means things are gonna start getting a little risky looking. Alright, here. Hoping this works. Nope, that's a failure. Okay, so I have to kill myself. I'm legit stuck if I fail that, and I think I was holding, like, right here. I'm not gonna explain this until it happens. We've already done this skip in, like, a very early Unleashed session. I think it was when we were finishing up getting all the S's. This was, like, back in maybe May. It's been a bit. So there's some people that might have not seen this skip we're about to do. But again, I'm going to hold off on explaining until I get it. It's kind of hard. And it's a little precise. And it starts by jumping up here, because, yes, this is solid. You can stand on top of this building. And then I got to do a very specific jump from here. And that's not it. It's a 2-part jump, and I failed part 2. So I gotta die. Which, unfortunately, when you go so far out like this, death planes are further apart. So I gotta fall a lot longer, which is very punishing. Nice quick time. That was almost the same button prompt. Oh, good. Well, now I'm just screwed no matter what. That is like a 3D trigger skip that I get every once in a while, just going fast on that rail. You can just skip past the trigger by jumping, and if that happens, you're stuck in 2D. There's no way out of it unless you can go back and hit the trigger again. You go past the trigger so far, you can't go back and hit it again. So essentially, if that happens, die. You have to reset the level. Especially for the hot dog mission, you're just screwed there. Alright, so line it up. Alright, we got it. So I gotta just hold this angle still. And now, welcome to the bobsled section. We just skipped going through the first Werehog section, and we're halfway through the other day section that's past here. So this is day 2. Halfway through it at this point, because the other half's just a bobsled. And that specific M-speed jump we did is very nerve-wracking, but it saves so much time if you can get it, as you can see. So by doing that whole section skip, we just saved, what is it, like 3 minutes? It's pretty big. And for a mission like this, yeah, all the time save we can get, right? That's the biggest skip in this. Because the bobsled skip alone, it does a lot. You can skip this section too, but oh, it's hard. I don't even know how to do it. That's how hard it is. So that's why I don't go for it. As soon as you turn the Werehog here, the switch for the lasers, you go back, turn to Day Sonic again, go on the pipe, and when you're on the piping, you're supposed to go at like a very specific angle, which clips you off of the pipe very high up. And if you get a lot of speed from that, you can go around where the... Oh, God. I didn't get the grab. Why? That's stupid. You can go around the Werehog section so you can get the final Day section. Because it's lined up almost perfectly. As long as you hit the boost pad you're in. But it's extremely hard to do. Very precise. Only top level runners go for this kind of pipe skip as I'm talking about. I'm not even trying it. No, thank you. Try at the right angle because I can't set this up again once I do the jump. Alright, we're good. Take you a few days of constant playing to get the hot dog. Yeah, when you don't know this level all too well, it's a very difficult level to marathon. Hence why I recommend most people, if they can't get a run without dying once, going through all of Eggmanland with checkpoints, then you're better off still practicing the level with checkpoints. Until you get that run where you don't die, you can't go for these hot dogs because they're just so difficult. And the Eggmanland ones really make you feel that. At least when I'm playing on the original hardware with like the old hard drive setup, because those transitions would really kill this game's loading and frame rate. On PS3 and 360, the transitions here were horrible because of the hard drive speed. It would actually lag the game so bad, it might as well just stutter for a few seconds. And you felt those stutters. Thankfully, that jump looks very hard to make, but it's really easy to make it. Just jump in the far right when you come in where the checkpoint is. Dude, it happened again. Why am I not getting the grab reticle there? That is so dumb. I've never had it fail that consistently before. As I was trying to say, going into the checkpoint area for the fire hazard section, as a lot of us like to call this, Werehog part, if you just go from right to left on grab sections, it's actually very consistent. I just don't know why I'm not getting the grab on that one piece of wall, which is so dumb. I was playing this before and that didn't happen. So, very new behavior for me. It's because I'm streaming, that's why it is. You always get that streaming curse. As soon as you hit the like button, that's when everything goes wrong. Got a perfect run of this earlier. I actually got a new PB here. The fastest time I have now for beating this level is 4 minutes, 12 seconds. Alright, we're good there. I'm just gonna make the long jump, which made it, so that's good. Wait here a second so I get the grab reticle. Sometimes slow is fast, so go slow to go fast. Consistency is the thing that really matters the most here. There you go. Gee, why wasn't that happening? Like, 2 different occasions getting here is beyond me. Really inconsistent. Alright, there's a skip I could do here, but I'm going to save it for attempt number 3 and just take this one a little safe. Nice. The fact that we can transform multiple times like that in like quick succession is really just the power of the SSD kicking in. If that was a hard drive, it would have been there for 30 seconds because of that one mistake. Nice triple X prompt. Take it. Good save. Really wouldn't have been able to make that. Would have just died if I committed going to the right. Fine for me. I still get my homie attack after I'm zapped. And there we go. Okay, we're good. So now I'm going to take the top half this time, once we get to this final werehog section. Oh, geez, the combo. Don't want to keep on taking hits. Now I'm going to take the slow. Alright, we're good. There we go, we made it. That's a very easy wall jumping section to get. It might be daunting for a new player, but thankfully there's a checkpoint right in that area, so just playing this level to practice. Just practice that wall jump until you get it consistently. It's not really that bad. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play it safe on this attempt too. We're just going to go through this. I'm not going to do the speed stuff until attempt 3. The bobsled skip is the biggest thing I should do for this attempt. Plus, this section alone is like maybe 2 minutes? So it's not really that bad. We'll do the big things for attempt number 3. Nice camera, jeez. Yeah, a little sloppy, but we got the job done. Nope, need the rush here. We got 60 minutes to complete this attempt. I think we're getting it, as long as we don't die. It's not the timer I'm worried about. Honestly, I've never had a problem with these hot dog missions in Eggmanland where I time out. It's always the other problem where I'm dying somewhere. It's never the timer. Because they know. The devs knew when they were making these challenges. They know that players are going to struggle here multiple attempts for one reason or another. Because there's no checkpoint system for these missions, it's not going to be the timer that's the problem. So we'll just make the timer something ludicrously high. And the most this is going to go up to is 45 minutes. If we take more than 45 minutes to do all 3 of these missions, then that's why I'm going to be upset. Because that's the problem. Like, on a good run, first attempt going through kind of showed is if you're just careful, it's a 10-minute run through. So 10 minutes times 3, 30 minutes. That's still less than level 3. Timer's not the problem. It's dying. See ya. Give me the extra things from those barrels. I don't even know what they were. Is one of them a claw? No, I'm still glowing green, so it's not a set of claws in there. They're more like a yellow, so maybe it was. Oh yeah, it definitely was claws. See ya. You know, if I can get that on the final attempt, that's gonna make this hot dog mission really fast, and I'm really gonna want it. Now, give me my second doggone dog, and it's finally time to finish these missions. Let's do it.
Ready?
So this is gonna be the risky attempt, where we're going for all the big stuff. Yeah, just being this level 1 life, the timer is never a concern. I never heard anyone say they've timed out in these hot dog missions before for Eggmanland. It's just, I can't do it in 1 life. That's always been the complaint I've heard. Which is very, very fair for how big of a level this is and how hard it is. The fact they even bother with hot dog missions here makes 0 sense to me. This is the final area of the game. The hub doesn't unlock until you beat the game. So this is all post-game content. There is 0 reason to get these hot dogs. Because normally, for a hot dog mission in the main campaign, you might do a hot dog mission here and there to get the hot dogs for experience. These serve no purpose, because you're getting the experience to beat the game. Once you beat the game, why are you going back for these hot dogs? It's just for achievements now, that's it. So the fact they even bother with hot dog missions here is baffling, because it's just an extra thing they didn't need to do. And that's why the platinum for this is like such a rare thing on the PlayStation side. And even the achievements on Xbox is very, very low too. All mainly because of the hot dog stuff. Oh, by the way, can I just say, this section sucks to control. I'm not in a bobsled, but I still have the bobsled control scheme. So, if I'm just swaying left and right, that is why. I have bobsled control without the bobsled itself. It is very, very hard to control this. Alright, if we play our cards right, that's the final quick time we're going to be doing in this stage. I never liked that camera angle. It's the only thing I don't like about doing that jump, because it's very, very wonky looking. Makes me kind of nauseous, actually. Alright, so do a little trick here. Grab right, hold up. Not like that. Sonic. What? How did I get a second jump out of that? Hello? I don't know how I input a second A. Why? My finger was on the B button when I hit the A button, and that's why I'm very confused as to how that triggered. Alright. Well, I guess you got to see me do the bobsled thing again. Maybe the game just is trying to pad out the stream, because once I get the final S rank, we're done with this game, and if I played my cards right, it could have been like 2 hours tops. Now, I guess you get a little extra because of, yeah, that. The constant failing is what I expect for hot dog missions. Not the first time. Gonna be here for a bit. Any good stories to tell, Sonic? Oh, it's okay, take your time. I don't even know if there's a death plane near me here. I think I fell too far out of bounds. So, I think that's just an infinite fall. There's probably a death plane, it's just at like a very, very low part of the map. So, I don't know when I'm gonna hit it. Better off just resetting the whole level. I still don't understand why these hot dog missions don't have a reset button, like the main stages. You could have just had a restart option and it took away rings by hitting continue. I don't know why it doesn't exist. Because you have to die for that option to exist, and it makes 0 sense to me. It's so dumb. Did I see the Crossroads? Yeah, the Sonic Racing thing. There's a network test. Is it today? No, I heard it was on the 28th. Like, well, that's when it starts, so it's later this week. They opened up the downloads for it today. I might try it out when it happens. Because they'll tell me if I'm actually gonna have interest in picking this one up or not. Because I have very mixed feelings on Crossworlds at the moment. It looks pretty fun, but I'm also not super impressed, if that makes sense. It just looks like another Sonic racer, and that's why I'm like, eh. I kind of got my racing fill this year at Mario Kart. Plus, it's not cheap. Like, Mario Kart was expensive. Sonic Racing's more. So I don't know if I can justify it. That's why I would probably want to try its open beta. Yeah, Miku actually having voice acting, that's good because, yeah, the trailers didn't really show us that in the past. And I thought Sega came out on record saying that the DLC characters weren't going to have voices, so it's good to hear at least Miku's getting a... Miku, excuse me, is getting a voice. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't see that for the 0.05 seconds that little grab reticle was there? Okay, see you later.
Ready, go!
One thing I'm excited about for Crossworlds that they didn't talk about was the idea of the game getting crossplay. So you actually play with people on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. It doesn't matter what copy you have, you can play with everyone. Which is huge, because I want to get it on PC, and I know my friends are going to want to probably get it on Switch or something, and I just wouldn't be able to play with them if that was true. But now I can, and that's huge for me. Because I'm going to be handling the Switch 2 the same way I did with my Switch 1 when it comes to what games I get on it. It's mainly going to be first parties and maybe some indies, but third-party games, 9 times out of 10, are going to run worse on the Switch 2. Just like what they did with the OG Switch. Right now, third parties don't even have dev kits yet. Which is insane, because we're like, what, almost 3 months into the system's launch? Nice quick time. We're almost 3 months into the launch, and yet there's still a lot of devs that don't even have dev kits, which is getting insane now. That's why we're getting a lot of bad Switch 2 ports. Because they just don't have the hardware to test on. So, that or we're just not getting ports at all for certain titles, which is really bad. My main platform has been PC for years anyway, so this idea is nothing new. We're mainly wanting to stick with a PC library for stuff. I'm not having like any confidence with these third parties and Switch 2 ports though. Like they've been almost all bad since the system's come out, with those few exceptions here and there. And I just, that doesn't give me much hope. Because it does feel like a lot of companies are either phoning it in or just doing the bare minimum because they don't have the hardware to test on. I really hope that changes. Because right now it's not looking great. I read the latest, which was the Tales game they announced like a week or two ago. Bandai announced the Tales of Xillia 1 game getting remade, so that already kind of upset people that wasn't a collection, which is fair. But now the Switch version was revealed to be 1080p 30 frames on Switch 2, or Switch 1, I don't remember which, it might have been Switch 1. And it's like, are you kidding me? It's an inferior version to the PlayStation 3 port. How? How did they make it worse? It's like the Symphonia remake, where it runs worse than the original. I'll at least give Bandai an excuse during that time. They lost the source code. So they had to build the game back up from scratch using the PlayStation 2 port. And it showed because, yeah, the PlayStation 2 port was rough compared to the GameCube. So people understood why Symphonia's HD port wasn't as good as GameCube. They weren't happy about it, but they understood. Zillia, on the other hand, what's the excuse? Why is it 30 frames on Switch? That, to me, just doesn't sound good. Especially if the PlayStation 3, the system that was notorious to be one of the hardest systems ever to make your games for, how does that run it better? That right there shows some kind of a problem to me.
Ready?
Yeah, this to me just screams that just Bandai doing the absolute bare minimum. They're a pretty bad company as of late when it comes to these ports. They've been really dropping the ball hard. I'm so, at least as a fighting game guy, I'm pretty upset that the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero port on Switch 2 is going to run at like 30 frames, which is bad. I get it for Switch 1. That game can barely run on a Switch, because the Switch nowadays, it's just hard to port anything to. So, 720p-ish resolution on that system, 30 frames drops. That's fine, because the Switch 1 being so underpowered, you gotta make what you can work on it. So I don't care for that version. It's the Switch 2, which has much better hardware on it, makes no sense. Not even a full 1080p on Switch 2 on TV. It's like an 810 or something. It's really bizarre resolution. So that's just telling me that, yeah, there's definitely some corners being cut. Making a lot of these games right now, Bandai. They just want games out. They don't care how they're getting out, and it's really starting to get bad. A fighting game you can't play in 30 frames. It's just way too fast-paced of a game. Most people cannot play it below 60 because of input delay. That's why it's such a big deal for Sparking Zero and Switch 2 to be at 30 frames. That's why a lot of people are very upset about that news. You can deal with the resolution, but the frame rate is just like a why. Because you need it to play the game correctly. No, I got a weird jump there. A lot of misinformation about Elden Ring. I don't know what the misinformation is. I've heard that the Switch 2 version is questionable to some people, because it can run as low as 15 frames per second in areas, but I don't know how accurate that is. A lot of people were playing it on a show floor like a week or two ago, so that's where we're getting a lot of our information, just from demos. But I have not seen any footage to back up with any of these claims. No, I dropped my input. Oh, unplayable. Yeah, they didn't really give you a reason as to why, if that's true. It's a subjective thing, from what I'm hearing. So the problem there is a lot of news articles are going to go for the clickbait title saying Elden Ring trash, because I know people will click that article out of rage. I wouldn't buy it personally. Hearing it go down to 15 frames per second, that's nauseatingly low to me. I wouldn't play that version. But that's a personal thing. Not everyone cares about that.
Ready? Go!
FromSoft's really bad at porting. Yeah, I've seen that too. I would say with a game like Elden Ring, wait until it gets released to pick it up on Switch 2, because there's no reason to pre-order something like that. You can get the game literally anywhere, at any price, any day of the week. It's been out for a couple years, so it goes on sale very regularly. If you really want the Switch 2 version, it's best to wait until the game comes out and people can review it. So then we get the technical deep dives on how it actually plays. If I ever want to know if a version of a game is good or not, I wait until it gets covered on Digital Foundry, just because then they can see like the frame time graphs and all that. So they're usually my go-to review outlet to see if a game's performance is up to notch or if it's not so great, and that tells me if I get a certain version or not. Because 9 times out of 10 I get it on PC, but once in a while I might decide, it's a little cheaper on console. Does it run better on this one or that one? And no matter which system you're talking about, I look up to see if it actually has any problems or not. Because I've played some bad ports that have made me sick over the years. I would like to avoid that if possible. I really wanted the Like Hat in Time on Switch to have a portable version of that back in the day. Oh god, that game on Switch is horrible. It legitimately is nauseatingly bad. So that's a version I tell people always to avoid because it's just hard to play. And it didn't get any better on Switch too, sadly. No, I hit the wrong one.
Ready?
Yeah, I mean, going back a little bit of what I'm seeing in the chat, Dark Souls Remaster, I know, was one of the more infamous examples of if it ain't broke, let's break it from FromSoft, because that version actually runs worse than Prepare to Die Edition, from what I understand. At least when I hear on PC, you're better off owning the original version of Dark Souls 1 and then modding it to make it look like a remaster. Because then you get the best of both worlds, but if you play remaster, you're getting a worse experience. Which is very ironic, because that's supposed to be the point of remasters, to make it better, not worse, for first time playing. And now you can't even get Prepare to Die Edition, that's just gone. I still have it, because I got the game years ago. That was my first Dark Souls game, my only one, because I'm not really into the series personally. But I played that version on PC, so I can always go back and just play it again if I really wanted to give the series a second chance. Because when I hear, there's no reason to upgrade. I still have, I think, a discount applied for the launch for that reason. It's like, nah, thanks. I'll save the money, because it sounds like it's not worth it. That's not the only game that's had that problem. I know the BioShock games are also very well known for having a terrible remaster set. At least on PC, I know BioShock 1 and 2's remasters are extremely buggy, and they still have not fixed it to this day. Like, your saves would just get deleted, kind of buggy. And there's still complaints in the reviews about it. But thankfully, if you get the if you get the BioShock games on PC, you're getting the old and new versions. They never delisted the old versions. So if you're buying the remasters, you still get like the 2009 version of BioShock, for example. And I think the saves are interchangeable, so as long as they don't get nuked because the remaster's busted, then you can just swap your saves with a better working title. I don't remember having any problems with that collection specifically, BioShock stuff. I've heard a lot of the horror stories, but when I played 1, I didn't have problems. I've heard BioShock 2 is worse, so I might, if I play BioShock 2 Remaster, I might see some of the things people are talking about. Like with their saves getting deleted for no reason. The only major problem I remember with BioShock 1 is I set the music to 0 and it still played music. Which is not how volume sliders should work. That's not the only game I've had that problem with. Portal, I've also had the same problem. Which is really not good when they're playing copyrighted songs in these games. That's why I probably will never stream BioShock again. We did the one game, and honestly, I think that's probably all I'll ever be able to cover. I really don't like covering games that have licensed music in it. It's way too risky. Especially nowadays where everyone's copyright system's getting more and more aggressive to flag your content. Twitch is pretty bad about it. YouTube's extremely bad about it. I just don't want to take any chances. I'd rather play the funny game with the werehog. Because at least this music's safe. Dude, why? Why? 0.05 seconds. I'm just getting the streaming curse all over Eggmanland right now. This is ridiculously stupid. First attempt was pretty good. Second attempt was okay. Third run through? Let's not talk about the third run through. god, it's so hard to control this section. I can't even just describe how bad it is, but the input viewer is probably giving a good job at describing it for me. Just look at the input viewer and look at just how much Sonic's momentum is preserved in that section. It is ridiculous. I let go of the stick and he's still swaying left and right for a good 3 seconds. Momentum in there is just crazy bad. I bonked my head. I lost that little bit of height from hitting that pipe with my forehead, and that was enough to miss the jump. Like, that is not a hard section to go through there for those, like, 2 grabs, but you make one little mistake and you are dead. I'm waiting for one of those jumps to send me into the Werehog section there, which I've done before, and it is technically possible to get out of it, but I've never been able to. If I get in the Werehog section as the Day Sonic character, I'm so screwed. It's just flat out. There's no way out. I'm trapped. If I'm too far to the right doing that M-speed jump, I actually get thrown into that Werehog section, which is right before the transition for the day part, too. That's the worst section to get trapped in. Because you can think, maybe I can get to the day section. No, everything's unloaded. Spring isn't there, you can't go. It's just GG's. Alright, at least I got the backup. As long as I land on that rooftop, I can try again. But unfortunately, when that happens for me, I get a bad angle coming into this jump. It's funny, there is a pocket that is safe to fall inside of getting to this bobsled section, and you can't see what that pocket looks like. But surrounded by that entire area is a death plane. I'm trying to go in the middle of the death plane, the one part that doesn't have collision that kills me, which is very narrow, as you can see. If you're too far to the left or the right, you will die. You hit that death trigger. I just gotta squeeze right in between it, because there's a little pocket that is meant to have Sonic come in this section with the bobsled. And I missed. Yep, that's bad. See, when I'm like this, welcome to the Werehog section. Population, none. Because there's no enemies here, no springs, no platforms, nothing. We skipped the trigger. Even if there were enemies, I wouldn't be able to reach with a homing attack. That's just a death sentence no matter what. Yeah, definitely best to not commit to that M-speed jump anymore. I lost all my speed, and it would just died. Speaking of, you know, I think I know what's causing the problem here. Maybe it's just I don't have the right motivation. Besides the fact of just screwing this up, we left them right minute. No, I think I know the other thing to do. I just enabled one extra mod. This will make my life a little bit more relaxed, let's say, for this mission. It's not gonna make this any easier or any harder. It's an audio mod. And you might recognize the song if you listen to YouTube covers. Actually, is it even loaded? Hang on. I just got unselected. Yeah, I did. Of course. Where to go? How'd I get unselected when I was booting the game? That's hilarious. Alright, let me try it again. I don't think it's saved, that's why. Now it should be in play. There we go. So, I don't know if you guys have heard of this channel, but Silent Dreams on YouTube. Shout out to them. They've made song covers for Sonic games, this obviously being one of them. People modded in some of those covers into Sonic Unleashed, and this has been the music I used for practice. Because I've heard this song plenty of times, so why not get a different take on it? And this is both day and night music mods. So it replaces both versions with the Silent Dream covers. And these are like the most recent ones too. Because I think there's like 2 covers the dude made for Eggmanland Day. But this is like the newest one. There's one from a couple years back. Nice, walked into a parked car, Sonic. Alright, here's the night cover. Once again from Silent Dreams. Which is gonna be kinda hard to hear over drill. But yeah, that's just how it goes in this game. Can you hear music? No, you're a piercing drill sound effect. That's why. Cheeky little skip here, which is funny. If checkpoints worked, I die and reload in the checkpoint, the enemies unload. They only show up this one time. But we ignore them, so it doesn't matter. Alright, that was scary. Got it. So this is a 3D and 2D. This is a 2D section, but hitting that spring coming into the section gives you the 2D controls. Skipping the spring and just going straight for the dash pad maintains your 3D movement, which lets you do some pretty interesting stuff, like this for starters. And then, if I line this up just right... Oh, I dropped the M speed! No! I got it too, and that's the worst part. But I didn't get the M speed maintained. So I gotta do that again. I'm going for that skip. That's the last thing I need to do for daytime Sonic. And that skips the entire last section for day. All this is really difficult. This is why we haven't been doing this on other attempts.
Ready, go!
Oh, crap. I knew it. I knew that would happen at some point. So, yeah, here's the werehog section that leads into the second day. Unfortunately, there's a lot of problems with this. So, as soon as I'm in here, it's good as dead. I can't leave, so I might as well just fall now. Hey, SDH, how you doing? I lost some speed there. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I kind of prefer not having too much speed coming into the section, because it's where I usually skip the 3D trigger and just eat it. Alright, that was clean. I don't really care taking the hits there. It's that final jump I'm more concerned about. Suck quick time. I mean, I've played this game a lot over the years, so it's something I've started to become more and more accustomed to doing. It's definitely a thing you need a lot of practice with after, especially in my case, playing two different versions at one point. Because I originally started playing Sonic Elite on PlayStation. So I had to do it all with PlayStation prompts, and now I play with the Xbox controller instead. Take the slow. Remember, slow is fast in some cases. Set up for this jump again. Be careful. Ah, I was afraid of that. See, I have to nudge in this section. That's what's really annoying. But I don't have much control there. I don't really get control until Sonic slows down a bit from those boost pads. So I can't just like hold up right away. If I do, I might just fall off. It's an extremely precise thing. At least in my experience. Stuff you really shouldn't be doing for hot dog missions, but that's what makes this ultimate attempt of ours the hardest one. Going for all the big skips that I know of, which includes this 3 and 2D. Because realistically, the challenge here is not the timer. It's everything else. Yeah, I'm not gonna hit the death trigger again. Alright, let's just reset.
Ready, go!
That was a little scary because I went under the rail and clipped back on top. If I didn't hit the rail, I would have passed it and died. Think that's enough of an angle? Yeah, okay. So I squeezed in between the depth plane areas. That's good. You gotta land where the bobsled would drop you off. That's the only way in this section without it. Otherwise, everywhere else is a depth plane. Really wish I knew how to do pipe skip, because that'd be fast, but also very, very scary. I don't think anyone does something that risky for a hot dog mission. Says the guy going for the risky 3D and 2D thing over here, but shush. No one heard that. Alright, we're in. Now I'm just gonna angle a little bit more to the left and fall here. Because I'm landing on top of the ceiling, which thankfully has two-way collision. But not on the walls. Dude, how am I not getting that? Where am I holding? Am I holding here? I'm not seeing the input viewer myself. It's not on my screen. Maybe that's the thing I gotta fix. Because I'm noticing that's my Achilles heel. Is that last section? I don't know where I'm holding. It feels correct to me on my analog stick, but I'm not holding the right dead zone. It's surprising how forgiving, yet not forgiving, getting in this Bob subsection is. I don't understand. It's a stupid collision area. Nice camera angle. I literally couldn't see the blades. I thought I wasn't gonna make that. So I was gonna go for a backup combo in the air. Glad that was not the case, but that did slow me down a second. Oh, I missed. Actually, it really doesn't matter if I hit this during the transition or not, but I prefer to hit the hourglass when it is transitioning. Oh, that was sketchy. I think I almost walked right off that final loop section. I don't care to hit this. Honestly, that's good to reset my positioning. I gotta jump around here. Because I need to land up in this section without moving. Alright, camera, please, don't do that. Alright, I got it. Good. Now hold back. I'm landing in the wall jumping section, so I gotta go like this. Let's go! Alright, all I have left is the final werehog moment. If I get through the final werehog section here, we're good. And there's one last skip, so we're not out of the woods just yet. There's still one more major thing that could be a run killer. And it's this. Look through this wall. Then I land on this pipe out of bounds, which, thankfully, still has collision on the top. So I can still ride it the same way I would normally. And then from here, jump off to the left and fall down to this blue one. Falling down to the blue pipe gets us to the very end of the Werehog section. Now you may be saying, how do you get back in bounds? Because we're technically in an out-of-bounds section. There's no way right now to complete the level when we're out of bounds. We're kind of screwed. Thankfully, I can just jump over here to the right, fall on top of this ceiling, and it just clips me back inside. And I don't want to actually pull this, because we got one more wall clip in us. And there we go. All right, we did it. That skips loading a Titan in this room. You don't need to fight the Titan there. He's optional for beating this level. It's only to open the door, but if you clip through the first door, it doesn't load the second one. And that is GG's. This level, we beaten in about 4 minutes, 20-ish seconds, roughly. I'll say a 4:19. 4:19 ain't bad. Now, mind you, we probably could have been done with this long ago if I wasn't going for those skips. But the biggest challenge for these hot dog missions is not dying. And we did this with the other time trial missions in the game where we did the fast strats, which is our real challenge. Can we beat this speedrunning? That's the final one in the game to worry about. So now, we're done. That's all achievements, because after this dialogue, Hard Boil has been unlocked, giving us all 50 achievements in the game. We have now technically 100% completed Sonic Unleashed, because we got all the items in the game. All the upgrades, all food, all achievements, all medals, beating every level. We're technically done. But we're actually not fully complete yet. Not in my definition. There's still one more thing left to do. And it's the worst thing in the game, in my opinion. I left the worst thing for last. This fight. This stupid, horrible supersonic fight. We still need to defeat Dark Gaia and get an S rank, because notice our score in time says 0. That's the last S rank in the game to get, and we still need to collect it. Oh, God, may mercy. Just send me help. Send mercy. But first, I'm going to quit the game. So I'm actually wanting to turn off that Silent Dreams remix, because it also replaces this music, and I don't want that. I just wanted the Silent Dream remix for the Eggmanland portion. What few did on PlayStation? Technically, yes. So, here's the problem I'm gonna have with this. Oh, man, this level. So, it's not gonna matter until the very ending. I'm just gonna spoil it right now. The first phase of Dark Gaia, where we're running through with the Colossus and daytime Sonic stuff, that doesn't matter at all for this rank. It's the Supersonic section that does. And, the Supersonic section. Oh, it's gonna pretty much have to be a perfect run. There are a lot of hidden stats that go into getting the S rank here that you don't see. And a lot of it has to do with ring bonus. You can't see your rings going to the Supersonic section, but you need as many as possible to get the S here. I don't know how long we're going to be on this. I have notes up, because I actually do need these. The first part of this with the Gaia Colossus is horrible to make your way through without these notes. So I have a cheat sheet for the beginning just to get through this faster. Let's get this torture started. So it's going to start over here on my left. That's a safe spot. Also right in the middle too. I actually have a list open for all 3 of these phases where all these meteors are being thrown. So this is not going to be our problem until phase 3. And you maybe see me look like every once in a while with my right side on your camera view. I am looking over at my left monitor to get these notes. Because this is a really important thing. Epic finale of this fight's cool, but yeah, the rest is just, yeah, bad. The biggest problem I have with this fight is how it is set up time-wise. It does not respect the player's time at all. This section takes forever. Doing the final part with Supersonic isn't that much better. And just getting the S rank here is torture, because you need to have almost every ring that you can hold going into the final hit. And that's not easy. This boss is very random going to the super section. You're actually better off if you get too many hits in the super section dying. That's how bad it can be. This is way better on Wii. And even then, that wasn't Dimps. That was Sonic Team. Dimps only made the daytime sections for Sonic Unleashed. They did not make the bosses. And yeah, we're finishing this as we started for all of our completion stuff. Chip gone. It's Miku.
Hang tight, Chip.
After this, Miku will be summoned to like the underworld as well, I guess. So might be losing Miku after this run as well. Okay, so this goes left, right, middle, left, right, and then I got a duck. So left. Go over to the right, which I can just barely make it to. Then it's middle. Then it's left again. Then it's the right side, which I don't think I can make, so I'm just gonna wait for him to throw it. And now we're gonna duck here, because I got practices anyways for the next phase. And then here, same thing. Go up, bait it, so I can duck under the fireballs. Punching here is extremely inconsistent, but also very, very slow. You never want to punch. I love her punching sounds. And this sound too. It's much better than Chip's awkward sounds that he makes. Alright, here we go. This is the hard one. This is the section that actually repeats itself. It goes left, middle, danger, right, left, danger. And it does that until it gets the laser. As you can hear, it's very chaotic, and it gets that fast. So I'm going to be constantly looking at my notes. We'll start over here on left. Middle, and then I gotta get ready to duck. And then go to the right, since that's my next safe spot. Then I go left, and then I gotta get ready to duck again. I like just barely clip me. I can have a couple hits, that's okay. But I think I might want to tank this. Yeah. I can't get hit now, though. I was not wanting the second hit. This is faster, though. That's why I want to just get out of this space as fast as I can. This sucks. Just really clipped the side of my shoulder. It doesn't matter to die here, so I just have to redo this. The timer, I don't even know, counts down this section. I don't know how time bonus is handling this fight, but time bonus is basically a non-issue. Time bonus is, at most, maybe like 10k that you can get out of this. It's abysmal, so there's no point to worry about time. Again, if I die in the supersonic phase, that actually is better. Because dying in the supersonic phase lets me go back and try again for the rings, which is actually what I need. It's the ring bonus that's the bigger problem here. Yeah, I can't make that, so I gotta make a duck. Like that. This time I'm gonna probably guard. I don't want to take another risk. Nice, I tried the guard, but because of how slow everything is with this Colossus, it just didn't come out. Although, to be fair, I hit this button, so that's also my fault. It's still very slow. How'd that clip my arm? Hello? That didn't matter. Can't fail a single one of these because they'll send me straight back to the beginning of this section, which is extremely punishing, and I don't have enough health to try this again. So I take too many hits, I'm just dead. I don't want to even chance it. Oh no. Doesn't matter, I got plenty of time. If this was the Wii version, that would not be the case. Alright, I'm gonna lock in for this final section. And let's just say I prepared a treat for you guys on this one because I need to focus hard. So I'm just gonna opt to go no commentary mode on this final boss section because I really can't afford a single hit. So enjoy the final boss music. You did that too early. Enjoy the final boss music here.
Time for the big finish!
This is my escape. I'm running through this world and I'm not looking back. 'Cause I know I can go when no one's at the ground and I'm not looking back.
I gotta take out this shield!
But how will I know when I get there? And how will I know when to leave? All gotta start.
Hey, what are you doing, Chip?
And it's right there, the possibilities are never-ending.
Chip,
I see
you were...
I
wow.
see it, and now it's all within my reach. And the possibilities. I see it now. It's always been inside of me. Now I feel so
so I'm gonna just sit here and wait this one out now. Here's the problem in this fight. I can't take more than, I think, 2 hits of leniency. This fight does keep track of your total rings that will count to the high score, but it doesn't have a ring counter. It only has a supersonic health bar, which is your ring counter. It's extremely terrible UI design. It's the only supersonic fight in the whole series that does this. So it's better to die and try again.
All right, Chip, time for the big finish.
This is my escape. I'm running through this world and I'm not looking back. 'Cause I know I can go where no one's ever gone and I'm not looking back.
I gotta take out the shield.
How will I know when I get there? And how will I know when to leave? Gotta start
Hey,
from
what are you doing, Chip?
somewhere, and it's right there for me.
Chip,
I see it,
you were.
I see
Wow.
it, and now it's all within my reach.
I think it's a
Till the
picture, Mommy.
possibility.
Maybe something on the tree.
I see it now. It's always been inside of me. Now I feel so free. And the possibility.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
And so we'll carry on. My time to shine has come. I feel it. To the top, I know you'll see it. So please let me know when I get there. I'm lost in a already see possibilities are never ending. I see it, and now it's all within my reach and the possibility. I see it now. It's always so free in this possibility. I see it, and now it's all within my reach. I see it now. It's always been inside of me. I see it.
This fight is just RNG the game, dude. Because the problem is I also couldn't move out of the way of that laser. It just almost frame perfect, dude. This is a terrible fight to S rank. Attempt number 3.
All right, Chip, time for the big finish.
This is my escape. I'm running through this world. I'm not looking back. 'Cause I know I can go where no one's ever gone, and I'm not looking back.
I gotta take out the shield.
I know when I get there, and how will I know when to leave? We've all gotta start from.
To answer that question in chat, what's the version of the song? This is the Rockstrate My World cover of Endless Possibility, which I believe was an official cover when this game came out. I believe that was a thing Sega put out for promotion, because I heard this a lot since 2008. Now, time to lock in for random.
And now I feel so free in the possibility. So we'll carry on. My time to shine has come. I feel it.
Dude, this fight is so terrible. I literally can't see him when I get hit with one of those meteors. And by the way, how did that last one hit me? It like U-turned towards where Sonic was after I was in a clear zone. So I got just clapped by the thing. And it was out of my peripheral vision, so I couldn't even see where the hitbox was. I basically just have to deal with the hit if that happens. That's why I'm allowed 2 safety hits due to how many rings I have coming this section. I probably have close to 2k rings. So that ring bonus is everything going into this final rank score. And that's why I can't take too many hits.
All right, Chip, time for the big finish.
This is my
Sonic.
escape. I'm running through this world and I'm not looking back. 'Cause I know I can go where no one's ever gone and I'm not looking back.
I gotta take out this shield.
How will I know when I get there? And how will I know when to...
See, taking a hit coming into this, I don't know how many rings I have now. So I literally don't know if I have enough to beat the fight with an S. That is also a gamble you have to take too. Those little questionable looking projectiles, very easy to clip you. And if that happens, you don't have enough to have your full meter coming in. That tells you don't have that many rings. So we're gonna attempt this and see what happens.
And so we carry on. Our time is shining bright.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
You'll see
Oh, hello.
it. Feels like I'm lost in a dream. I know in my heart it's my time, and I already see the possibilities are never ending. I see it, and now it's all within my reach, and it's possibility.
Oh, hello.
It's been inside of me.
Oh, thank you, Sonic.
Here's the thing. I took 1 hit in this section. Oh, I don't know if that's it. I don't know how many rings I had coming in. I had a full meter, but the second I got hit, I lost a piece of it. If I had to guess how many rings I have, it might be 600. So this could be 6k points. That's not enough. If my math is correct, we don't have the S rank. But there's only one way to find out, and it's going through this whole quick time and seeing the results screen. That's it. I literally don't know if we got it or not until I beat the fight now. That's so bad. So here's hoping we got it. I have a feeling if my math is correct, we're gonna get an A rank. So it's gonna be just shy. To get the S here, it's 100k. Here's hoping. Time bonus is not gonna be much of a factor, so our score coming in, it's not gonna be that high.
This one's all mine. Oh.
Alright, come on, come on. Ah, I knew it! I knew it! I knew it. I had math right in my head. We didn't have enough because I took that extra hit. That's 100% why we just failed. I knew it, man. That's why this fight's horrible for an S. Enemy score you don't get here at all. That's the big thing. There's no enemies in this stage, so why do they bother putting that enemy thing there? I don't understand it. That's the stupid part. And in fact, I'm gonna look up a video really quick, because I do believe other people had the same problem here. So I look up S rank. Just scroll to the end. Now you can get an enemy score here, okay, but where? It's the problem, where? I don't understand what counts as an enemy in this stage. I guess hitting Dark Gaia in the beginning phase with the Colossus, that's probably what it counts for enemy score. So I gotta do that again. You're seeing now why I'm going silent when I'm doing the perfect Dark Gaia section with Super. It is not easy to get through that without taking any damage because there's a lot of random factors. It doesn't help that sometimes when you're just flying to the next target, a random meteor can just spawn on top of you. And if that happens, GG's. You just get hit. And there's no way around it. That's why everyone hates this fight for an S. Myself included. It's like, I've been saying this for years, but when you go for this S rank, it becomes even more apparent. This is the worst final boss in the franchise, in my opinion. Like this, it's like such a cynical fight. It looks cool. It plays horrendous. Almost nothing about this fight is fun for the player. It's extremely slow-paced, very unforgiving, too many quick-time events, bad UI when you get to the supersonic section, so S ranking is basically impossible. There's legit nothing about this fight I like. There's a mod that gets rid of this section of the fight we're in now for the PC port, so it just skips straight to the perfect Dark Gaia phase, so supersonic stuff. And I still hate this fight with that mod. Like, there's no reason to play this ever. Getting rid of the Colossus stuff only skips a piece of crap. It doesn't skip all the crap. So there's just no point to play this fight, in my opinion, no matter what. I will give it the scene credit for making a mod that just skips to the perfect Dark Gaia stuff, because that helped for practice, just trying to get the rings. I had one attempt, and I mean literally just one attempt, where I got hit twice so I can finish the fight. So far, I have not beaten my average. Most of the time in the perfect fight, I take about 3 to 4 hits. So this is pretty accurate so far for this attempt run. Thank God the S's don't count for anything in this game, so I don't recommend this to anyone. I'm just stupid, apparently. We've done this for all the Sonic games up to this point. 100% means we do everything in the game, which even includes getting all the S's, which is pointless for this game. You only really need like 3 tops, if memory serves, so just only get the ones you need for achievements, and then stop. I'm good with this. That quick time section does not matter, as we've seen for points.
Hang tight, Chip.
Alright, final Colossus part. This is the one that's most chaotic. I died last time, but that was because I was a little reckless going for the laser. Now I gotta play it more accordingly, and I know my safe zones. If Dark Guy gets ready to throw a fireball when I'm near him, that's when dodging the fireballs becomes a lot worse. Ideally, I want to get as close to him as fast as possible, because then I don't have to deal with that problem. Because it's the second he throws these fireballs, that's when you need to start ducking like this. You just barely have enough time to clear these. But it's way safer than punching, because punching with this Colossus takes so long that you're probably going to get hit trying to do the punch. So ironically, punching is not the solution here, and guarding, you still take a lot of damage from the rock, so don't even bother to guard unless you can't get out of the way fast enough. Guarding's your last resort when it comes to the fireballs. Alright, this is perfect. That was a perfect phase 3. I think we have one more if I was counting correctly. And that should be the final quick time for this section. We're getting to the hard part again. Gotta get prepared.
Sonic, keep on saying it. Please, why am I looking back? Hurry, Sonic. I am getting ready to do something.
Hang tight, Chip.
Alright, here we go. Lock in. Because we have to do that perfect guard. No, Gaia, you're not wrong, Matt. I mean, it's a pun, but it's also a legit strategy that everyone hates.
All right, Chip. Time for the big finish.
This is my escape. I'm running through this world and I'm not looking back. 'Cause I know I can go where no one's ever gone and I'm not looking back.
I gotta take off this shield.
But how will I know when I get there? And how will I know when to leave?
One time,
We all
Sonic.
gotta start
Hey, what are you doing, Chip?
somewhere, and it's right there.
Chip,
I see
you were.
I see it, and now it's all within my
Why did
reach.
it attention,
And the
Sonic? You do something of this shield.
I see it now. It's always been inside of me. And so we'll carry on. Time to shine
Oh, no, no. I'm still fine. Still fine.
There's
I don't know, man. If this is like the last run, I do have enemy score coming into this now because I didn't die in the supersonic fight, which resets the enemy score. I might have the same amount of rings as last time, which could be around 600-700. And based on enemy score, this actually could be the run this time. But man, was I getting unlucky with those rock spawns. 2 spawned right on my feet. So there was literally nothing I can do to dodge those 2 hits. You can see anytime I was leaning back in my chair with like disgust look, that was when I was just so mad that something just spawned on top of me. And that's just what happens in this fight. There's no way around it. If something spawns on top of you, you just take a hit. There's no way around dodging. It sucks. So I hope that we have enough rings to get the S here, because now it's going to be close. I could have gotten more rings coming into the tentacle form of Perfect Dark Gaia, but the problem is, if I go for more rings on the fly-in, I have a higher chance of getting hit. Those ring batches you saw me grab were very specific. They were the safest batch set of rings to get without taking hits. So I have to go for the safety strats. Come on. No way! Are you kidding? I'm off by like not even 500 points. It's like 400 something. Dude, and I have no enemy. Again, where are enemies in this that kill? There's no enemy score in this level. Literally no enemy score. So again, what is the point in that? I didn't die, so I thought I could keep the Dark Gaia hits coming in. That doesn't count. I don't know what counts for enemy in this stage. That's the stupidest thing. I'm looking it up really quick just to see if I can even get concrete evidence about enemy score. Because I don't know what's happening on that. Where is it? Here it is, Final Boss. It's funny, I'm reading a guide and it flat out says you can get an S rank going in 9 minutes and 34 seconds, and A rank for around 9 minutes to 10 minutes. And I'm sitting here like 8:55. Doesn't count. It's because I don't have any enemy score in this. I need to not take a hit. If I take a single hit in this perfect section, it just screws me. I'm allowed 1 safety hit at most. Oh my god, I didn't mean to go in the hub. That just sometimes happens. Maybe the hub will be my good luck charm, who knows. There's nothing here to fight. Punching the rocks? If that's the case, that's stupid. That's probably it. It is probably you have to hit a rock for an enemy, and that is very, very bad. I'm not punching the rocks. Because hitting these things sucks. I'll go for it for phase 1 only to show how bad this is. But 2 and 3, no. They're too fast in phases 2 and 3 of the Callias thing. This has to be it then. Maybe you're right on that theory. We'll find out at the end. Which means this is yet another 10-minute run that I don't want to die, because I think enemy score gets reset if you die. Going into... Actually, it might not. I don't know. God, that's true, man. Enemies count as rocks in this level. That's so dumb. Rocks are enemies. There, so that maybe gave me like 5k at most. If that's my safety blanket, we'll have to take it. Because I am not able to do this perfect fight with 0 hits. That's just not happening. This will tell me a lot, though, at the end of this run. That will tell me for the future, if I ever decide to do this again, which will probably never happen. But if I do, I'll have information for the future.
Hang tight, Chip.
Because again, my pipe dream for this game on the other systems, PlayStation and Xbox, is I would like to have all achievements for those versions, but I don't have to do this ever again. What I just did here is kind of like a one-time thing, where I never have to go out of my way for all things in Sonic Unleashed going forward. Because you don't get anything for S's, you don't get everything for side quests, only a handful of side quests actually matter. So, in the future, I would just do an all achievement run if I want to, quote unquote, 100% this game. Because an all achievement run, that is still pretty difficult and you still do most of the stuff in the game, but you do the things that matter the most. Because legit, I will say, that was the most disappointing thing to me in this whole 100% journey, the side quests. Half of them were just, hey, thanks. That was it. No rewards of any kind, and they didn't lead to anything. So a lot of the side quests in this game really just felt like padding. And that's sad. That's one of my major complaints about the other game we've been playing this past year, Mario Luigi Brothership. But at least with Brothership, every side quest led to some kind of an item. So even though most of those quests were also pointless, they at least gave you something. Every time. Here, I would say maybe a third of the side quests were worth going for in Sonic Unleashed, as the other 2/3 were padding. And that's the worst thing, when you're just doing everything in the game. It's the worst feeling when you do something and get nothing as a reward. And unfortunately, Sonic games are known for that. I hit the wrong button. Okay. Do I keep my score there? I have no idea if I keep our score. Because it resets in here, but I don't know about the rest. Nice Y. I think I know what I can try doing because of that score thing. I'm gonna dodge all the rocks, and when I get close, I'll punch them. Because by that point, I have very little clearance to dodge. So I'll do the punches once I'm close enough to Dark Gaia. But right now, we gotta dodge. Wrong button. I'm never guarding here, you can tell, when I keep on going for the right bumper for that. To be fair, why is it left bumper on this? It's shielding with the werehog. Just saying. Also right bumper. Nice. Nice lag. See, this is why I hate punching. It's just so slow. And it just barely works. Like, dear God, it barely works. Just dodge them, man. If we have a lot of enemy score, then that's gonna tell me the score doesn't reset when you die between sections. Because honestly, this is extremely generous on checkpointing with how it works for timer. And I imagine it must be the same for score, too. Because when you die in the supersonic section, it keeps your timer. So it just goes back to 0. It doesn't... Like, that's the only part that really seems to matter on the timer, in my experience. It's just supersonic. Kind of like the Wii game on that one, too. Because they remember your timer when you get into the perfect fight. So it's kind of like a similar setup there. Alright, gotta lock in. I hope for the final time, but we'll see.
All right, Chip, time for the big finish.
This is my escape. I'm running through this world and I'm not looking back. 'Cause I know I can go where no one's ever gone and I'm not looking back.
I gotta take out this shield.
But how will I know when I get there? And how will I know when to leave? I gotta start
Hey, what are you doing, Chip?
somewhere, and it's right there for me. The possibilities are never ending.
Chip,
I see
you
it,
were...
I see it, and now it's all within my reach.
It's adventure,
The
sorry. Little something
possibilities.
of this here.
I see it now. It's always been inside of me, and now I feel so free.
Amazing, Sonic. Oh, hello.
My time to shine has come. I feel it.
Ah,
As fast as I go,
it's Sonic.
now you'll see it. So please let me know when I get there. It feels like I'm lost in a dream. I know in my heart it's my time, and I already see the possibilities are never ending. I see it, and now it's all within my reach.
Oh, hello. Amazing, Sonic.
And now I feel so free in this possibility. I see it, and now it's all within my reach. I see it.
Really, dude? Are you kidding me? On the fade out of all things. Oh, that's so dumb. I'm not getting it now, and the problem is if I die in this section, it checkpoints in the quick time. So I have to commit to this run now. It's impossible to get an S now. I took too many hits. Oh, man. That is so stupid. I hate how that can just lock your control during that moment. Like, I had to go for the hit. If I didn't go for the tentacle, it would have retracted. And that's the problem. So I would have waited around another minute, which could have actually killed me too. So it's risk versus reward if you go for something or not. And I got really bad spawns on that. The tentacles weren't popping out, and I got clipped by one of the rocks in one of the worst spots. Yet again. And there's, again, nothing you can do, and the rock just pops on top of you. So, we'll find out now if the rocks do count for enemies. That's really the only saving grace of this. It's going to tell us how the score system works. But if anything, my ring bonus right now is going to be like 200k most. It's not going to be much. I'm probably down to 400 rings. Getting hit by the laser is worse, too, by the way. You can tell, yeah, look, that was because I got hit in the fade out. That's why I got this glitch graphic. Oh my god, that's giving me a headache. Yep, that alone, getting hit like that in the transition, screwed me. I would have got it. It did not remember stuff from phase 1, so dying there, going between phases 2 and 3, it did matter. It did matter for enemy score, it did reset it, but yeah, that sucks. I got extremely RNG. Seriously, man, whoever defends this fight, saying it's actually one of the best in the franchise, I give you credit. But to me, this is dog water. This is legit the worst fight in the franchise. 100%. And that's saying something because Sonic Generations final boss exists, and that thing's terrible too. But at least that fight, it's easy to S rank, for one. And two, kind of respects your time a little bit more compared to this one. This fight just doesn't care about you and wants to definitely kick you when you're down. And while it's kicking you, it spits in your face. It's very, very bad. Nice guard, dude. Seriously, why does the Colossus in this have to move at a snail's pace? Okay, well, I just actually missed both rocks next to me. I should have punched right, but I might have hit the one on my right. I thought I was closer to it, that's why I went for the left punch, but that was a mistake. To be fair, I'm scrolling down more for my notes for phases 2 and 3 in this fight, because phase 1 is very easy to dodge. So going for the rocks has been the only real problem I've had in my health. But other than that, it doesn't really matter. Like, that phase is very forgiving. I can go without notes.
Hang tight, Chip.
Alright, so punching a couple rocks there might give me around, let's say, 10k-ish. Because some of the rocks I hit going into the perfect phase, I think that's what gave me the 9k. So we should be a little over 10k because I hit a couple more. If that theory of mine is correct, dying in between these phases resets that score counter. That's if that's correct. I don't know 100% if that's true or not. I feel like it is. God, dude, it's so slow. Even when I tried just to guard last second, you can't do anything last second in this fight. Alright, that barely missed. I don't know how. It was definitely not in the right coordinate. So that rock looked like it could have clipped my head. I'm getting better, though, at the perfect fight for dodging both the meteor storm and the laser. The thing is, I've noticed if I'm staying around one area too long, that's when I get hit with the meteors, because they lock on the Sonic's position. So you have to really move it left or right. And then the laser is yet another situation, you can't stand still. So you have to be moving to avoid that laser consistently. You can't, like, move for a quick second and then stop, thinking you're far enough away. It will catch back up. And as you've seen going to one of these attempts, that laser does the most damage. I lose more than half my rings. I think it's like 3/4 of my rings during that fight. So it's half for anything else, but the laser is probably 3/4. It's pretty punishing. So if I get hit by anything, it's gotta be a random rock. Anything perfect Dark Gaia throws at me, it's not worth it. And at that point, I might as well die. But I'm so glad, though, for this part, I have notes for this section. I actually did this like 30 minutes before the broadcast. I went, watched a video of this fight, and just went through each individual phase and made notes for where these rocks are being thrown. It's extremely important to know this information. Oh, that hit my shoulder. That's stupid. Alright, guard now. Because if I didn't guard, that would have been 2 hits. So I would be almost dead. I'm gonna punch this one for extra points. You really knows how much of a nothing final boss this game considers this Dark Gaia stuff. Because I just paid attention to my life count and it's stuck at 99 still. It's not supposed to be. It keeps on putting me at 99. And I don't have any codes on, because I do have one for Mod Manager that does that, but I don't have any codes that resets my life count back to 99. No, it's just this fight doesn't save any of that data, and we haven't gotten any rings to add to our totals. It's not counting anything in this fight outside of the actual score for the ending. Alright, here we go. I have some safety points with some extra rocks. I didn't die coming in. So I hope that's enough. Let's find out.
All right, Chip, time for the big finish.
This is my escape. I'm running through this world and I'm not looking back. 'Cause I know I can go where no one's ever gone and I'm not looking back.
I gotta take off this shield.
But how will I know when I get there? And how will I know when to leave? We've all gotta start
Hey, what are you doing, Chip?
somewhere, and it's right there. The possibilities are never ending.
Chip,
I see
you
it,
were...
I see it, and now it's all within my reach. And the possibilities. I see it now. It's always been inside of me. And now I feel so
Alright, we only took 1 hit. I think this is it. We didn't die, so we have the enemy score coming in. We only took the 1 hit, which is a very unfortunate hit, mind you, because the rock spawned on top of my head. So I am committed to that one. And I honestly, you probably saw the reaction I had to one of the meteors. It looked like it was clipping my head with how close it got. My entire screen was red. So I thought I was definitely getting hit by one of the meteor balls that Perfect Dark Gaia threw at me. But it didn't count, thankfully. If that did hit me, I don't think I would have enough points, because that would have done a lot of damage. But thankfully, it didn't count. It was just a visual flare. So one hit, that should put me around maybe a little over 1,000 rings? Somewhere around there. And then we have a little bit of a safety net with the enemy score coming in. I think we got it. Plus, no deaths means our time bonus will be as good as it can get. Like, this was a pretty good fight. Here is hoping. Keep your fingers crossed, because I'm done. There's no more fight for me.
I got this one covered.
It's just the final hit Sonic does, putting me in suspense. Come on. Show me that letter that we all want to see. Show me that S rank. That's it. Let's go. 25k on ring bonus, 10k on the enemy score. That was enough. We did it. Oh my god, dude. And to think, I'm looking at how that worked. If I had 0 enemy score again, where I just skipped all the meteors in the phase 1, 2, and 3 for the Gaia Colossus stuff, my ring bonus was enough. Because take away the enemy score, and I still would have had 100k. Actually, wait a minute. No, it wouldn't have been enough. Actually, the rock saved it. What is that? I gotta do the math here. 110,272 minus 10,500. Oh my god, we actually got it from the rocks. If I take away the enemy score, it would have been 99,772. Punching like 6 rocks actually gave us enough of a safety net to take that hit. Because if I didn't get those enemy score points from random fireballs, I would have had just shy of 300 points away from the S. It was extremely close. Oh my god, man. Oh, never again. We actually got it. There's nothing left in this game now. We have legitimately 100%ed Sonic Unleashed to its entirety. All of the achievements, all of the medals. Oh, the death. Oh my god. All achievements, all medals, full upgrades to Sonic for both tiers. 99 of everything in the inventory, minus the hot dog mission hot dogs, they don't count. 99 lives, and just shy of 9,999 rings. Because we're at 999,761. We gotta fix that real fast. God, that's so stupid, though, that in that fight, the random fireballs that Dark Gaia throws at you, in the standard Dark Gaia portion, not the perfect, those stupid rocks count as enemy points. That is the dumbest thing. It's like, it's an obstacle, it's not an enemy, so why does that count as enemy score? That's so weird and so confusing. That's why I wasn't sure what that was multiple times going in. So, yeah, needless to say, dumb jank finishing the series, that's just the Sonic Unleashed way. Or just the Sonic way, period. And this little thing I'm doing with the rings, this is our last thing we need to do for 100% completion. I'm not even kidding. This is actually counted. And I'll explain why once we're done. Because I need, what is it, a little over 2k rings? Or, no, it was around 3k, I think, because it was 700 something. Or 7,000 something, excuse me. That's why I did this very early on, off screen, to get pretty much everything we need. But this technically is a part of 100%. Because the counter has to be maxed. So, there's a speedrun category that people made for this game because there's no true 100% definition of Sonic Unleashed. It's called Thundo. or true 100%. It's been brought up multiple times throughout the series. The definition of Thundo is to do everything in the game, and I mean everything. So it's pretty much what the stream series has been. All achievements, medals, max lives, max rings, all the stages, including the day stages, or DLC, excuse me, and they all need to have S ranks. All the side quests, all the random little collectibles. It all counts. Every single thing counts. So that is why we did what we did. It's extreme, but it counts towards the overall 100% definition. So to line up what other people consider 100% in Sonic Unleashed, I had to do the same myself. And now for the final check. We can see we have all the things on the hub, but we want to check everything individually here to make sure everything says S rank. Because I can see I have all the stages and all the medals, I can't see the rankings. But everything here says S. Not a single stone left unturned. And that even includes DLC. They're all complete. Just nice to see all these S ranks. I'm gonna move the day cycle here just to fix this. Then we'll look at these two continents back to back in day. No way to check how many side quests you've done, so I had to keep my own internal count. And we have done all the side quests. I just can't really show it in the same way I'm doing here. Because most of the side quests in this game didn't have a completion reward, so you have to just know you have them done. Which is kind of stupid. I'll do these in night, because I can transition the day after this. Yeah, we even got the glitch value here, so 101% for me, I guess. I mean, that's a stretch, it's just a joke. And our final area is up here in Eggmanland. I think all this, also S. Especially with the worst one in the game. Flat out, I can't recommend anyone to go for the S rank in this fight. There is zero reason why you want to get an S in Dark Gaia, because there's no payout, there's no reward for all S's in this game, there's no achievement for it. I just did this because. But again, all S's is part of that Thundo 100%, and that was kind of what I was using as my baseline for what 100% means in this game. And the final thing we need to do is we gotta go to lab and look over all the things in our lab collection. Which I already know these collectibles here we have, but it's our one final tally to show that this is now a 100% completed file. No stone was left unturned. I think it's safe to say that this was one of our hardest 100% journeys. Not our longest. It might be, actually. It's hard to say. Because Sonic Adventure was a pretty long series when I first did that back in, like, what, 2020? It's just hard to say what's the longest series because of how I broke those VODs up back at the time. I just released them by parts of story sections, and that makes it a little bit harder to see when I stream what. So that's kind of messy. But I don't know what was worse. I think Sonic 06 is still my hardest 100% Sonic game that we've done. Mainly because of the DLC. The main game wasn't that bad. The DLC sucked. 100% sucked. But this also was pretty bad in some areas. Again, with the DLC sucking. Some of it was okay. Like, honestly, a lot of the night stuff I jived with. It was the day stages I was very hit and miss on. But yeah, no, this was a fun series. Hopefully everyone enjoyed watching this throughout the months. it was an interesting one for me, an eye-opener for how this game is structured. I don't know if I would ever truly 100% this ever again, because there's really no point. But at least doing all achievements, I didn't mind it. Getting all the actual, like, achievement things in the game isn't that taxing, because the side quests I actually had to do, they weren't that bad, and some of them were pretty enjoyable. Hot dog missions, you take them or leave them. They're really not that bad, they're just time-consuming. But the levels in general always fun to play through, so I don't really have a complaint about. Even playing DLC is fine to me. Just, again, kind of BS on some of its difficulty for day stuff. If I had to say the lowest part was honestly tonight. Like the Eggmanland hot dog and the Dark Gaia S rank are some of the hardest things to do in the game. So that's probably the worst offender for doing everything 100%. That's pretty much how I feel about that. But yeah, that's everything in the game, and that's a shock. Yeah, I have actually 100%ing both versions of Sonic Unleashed now, the HD and the SD version. It does give me some better perspective on how this game plays, just in general, and seeing the nuances between the two different versions, it gives me a lot of clarity, for lack of better terms here, like a bigger appreciation for the Wii game. And also for this version too, doing all the things, like getting every S in certain stages, it makes you appreciate some of the level designs more. So, solid version of the game, solid version for the SD version. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. You can't go wrong with either version of Sonic Unleashed nowadays. Just skip the phone one because that's a meme, and you probably can't even use it on your devices. How many people even remember the Java version exists? That's why it's a meme. But that's gonna do it for our Sonic Unleashed 100% journey, and that's gonna conclude tonight's stream. We got our goal achieved, and it was a hard one, but it was a rewarding one nonetheless. And I guess technically I can submit this to the speedrun leaderboards for true 100%. So I guess you could put this on the Thundo category, be like, what, one of 6 names? Do they even have a category for that on speedrun.com at this point for Thundo? I don't know if they do, because like nobody ever does this. It's just such an obscure thing, and it's very time consuming. I don't think this counts for anything. I know there's the actually, yeah, no, I'm looking at the only category. They don't even have a category for the all achievements. The most they do is all medals. That's the most you can say for 100%. That shows you just how little people care about 100%ing this game. It is insane. It's like, what, less than 1% or something have the platinum on PlayStation 3. It's a very slim odd. I don't recommend this for most people to do. Maybe going for the platinum. But it just depends on how much you like this game. And also, for the platinum's sake, how much you can stomach the frame rate problems that the original PlayStation 3 has. But that's enough rambling for me. I'm going to call it here. So, thanks to everyone who came out. This was fun. This was part of our cleanup duty this week for games, because this game was the big one to start this week for streams. To finish, tomorrow we're going to be finishing another game over on Twitch. So join me back on Twitch, as we're going to be finishing Mario and Luigi Brothership tomorrow. We're right at the final boss's gate, so that game will also be concluded before this week's end. So it'd be nice to have these both done. I will say the Thursday stream, probably not going to happen. I'm just going to be 100% honest. There's no plans for that right now. And I might look into the Crossworlds open beta thing, so maybe we'll do something with that. I'm not sure, but I'm not making any promises yet. Just let you know now, don't expect anything on Thursday. That's pretty much just not happening regardless. But we'll be back tomorrow, like I said, on Twitch to finish up Mario and Luigi Brothership. So hopefully I'll see you then. But that's it for tonight's stream. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you back tomorrow for the end of Brothership. Take care and have a good night, everybody.